As we were preparing for this water-focused event, our annual cycle of scripture readings, the Revised Common Lectionary, included a stream of stories about water from the Gospel of John. Often we think of this season of Lent as a dry time, but here we are flooded with stories of birth and wells and mud. We heard the story of Jesus' conversation in the heat of the noonday sun with a woman in Samaria, the other, whom he offered living water, different from the water at the well at which they met. The water under the soil of Samaria is the same water as the water in the Edwards Aquifer below Austin. We learned that in grade school science. The water that existed when life began on earth is the same water that rains and snows on the earth each year, year after year. There is no new water. Living water is life-giving in one sense, and also refers to flowing water, water alive with movement, like rivers and streams, and especially capricious and unpredictable springs, gurgling or gushing up from the earth, different from the water of wells, which we dig and therefore feel some accomplishment in and ownership over until those wells dry up, when we realize again that all water is connected to that same ever-flowing system. Living water moves through the water cycle. It condenses, falls, and evaporates. I pastor an unusual church in the Texas Hill Country. We worship outdoors. That helps us be more aware of the rainfall and the state of the natural seep on our land, or the widening cracks in the earth in summer. We check our rainwater collection tank for our community garden. In Central Texas, we think about water. The woman at the well in Samaria was no doubt aware of water in the same way that all people in all dry areas are aware of water. More so, because she lived in a time when people had to draw water and carry it to their homes. This is such a time in some places on earth, in poorer places, where communities who have less access to sanitation and less powerful voices of protest are the first to feel the effects of water shortages. There is no new